What's up, Sandbass Fishing? Thank you guys for getting me to that 130 subscriber mark. We are only one away though. You guys got me to 139, so we're only one away from that 140 mark. Let's get me there. If you are watching this, make sure you click that subscribe button, and hopefully you can get me to that 140 mark. Thank you so much if you decide to subscribe. Anyway, so today we're going to be going over rockfish, calico bass, sand bass, and sculpin. Going to be a big old grand slam. I'm super excited to get this video done and to go ahead and explain to you guys how I target these fish and how I catch a lot of them. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it right now. Alright, so today was a bit of a little rainy day. It is currently raining right now, but it was pouring this morning. Just so much rain right now. Whole fishery's messed up. So I'm like, well, I can't go fishing. Might as well just go and film a little tutorial video here, just like a little in-depth of what you need for certain species. So I'm going to go ahead and explain how you catch rockfish and sculpin first. So without further ado, I'm going to go grab some of that stuff and we'll get into it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be showing you guys is these pre-tied rigs here with squids on them and a 12-ounce weight. So right here, as you can see, this is 50-pound test, and they give you these little squid on the circle hook. That's going to act as a little bit of an attractant for them. And then you go ahead and you put some squid on there. Sorry. You put some squid on there, and that will kind of attract them. There is 2 on these little rigs here. And then I got a nice little 12-ounce weight here. I will go to show you them in the bag, so I do have 2. That's my pre-rigged up one. Right here, they are the P-line rock cod setups here. Got 2 of those squids there. In the back, you got the part that you tie onto, and then the swivel that you put your weight on. It's probably one of the easiest ways that you can catch like those big rock cod or just any type of rock cod. The squid especially is going to attract vermilion. Or the red snapper, red rockfish, whatever you guys want to call them. I like calling them vermies because I'm weird. But anyways, that's going to be the best way to attract them because their favorite thing is squid. Alright, so for the next thing here, I'm going to go and show you guys this jig right here. Now this is a white sea bass jig, but it can be doubled and used as a rockfish jig if you were fishing like 150, 200 feet of water. More in that shallow area, you can be using this 5-ounce jig here to drop down, put some squid on the end, and try and catch some big old rockfish. In my experience, the vermilion, boccaccio, those big rockfish, the bigger rockfish, cow cod too, those bigger ones are going to be going for this jig a lot more. Alright, also here we got the bucktail. This is kind of just an all-around great lure for those rockfish. This one is tied, handmade and everything. This one right here is actually from Amazon, but I was able to get it handmade. This is 6 ounces. Extremely, extremely sharp hook, but you tip that with some squid and you send it down to the bottom, and that thing is just going to sit there like that. The water's going to kind of do this to it, and the water will make it so that this goes around and kind of looks like a squid dancing on the bottom, or that a squid that's like dying or something. Vermilion, boccaccio, cow cod, all the big rockfish, they're going to like this bucktail. I'm going to show you guys another jig here that you can use for those rockfish. This is going to really get you those big ones. The boccaccio and the cow cod especially are going to like this jig here. This is a speed jig. Most people use this for yellowtail, but you can most definitely use this for this big rockfish and even lingcod and stuff. So right here, it is designed to look like a bait fish, and when it goes down, it's going to speed all the way down if you just let it go. But as soon as you give it that pop, it's going to kind of move it into that position where it can start doing this again. So you just keep popping. It goes down, pop. It goes down and gives it a little shimmy, pop. Shimmy on the way down, pop. Shimmy on the way down. That's going to be able to bring up those big boccaccio, cow cod and reds, and even possibly that lingcod if you're in the right area to come and eat your jig. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about sculpin. So for sculpin, you're going to want these nice small little scampies here. And you're going to want one of these little jig heads right here. As you can see, the nice thing about these jig heads is that it is nice and long and is designed to be able to hold squid. That's the whole point of this hook right here. So make sure that when you get these scampies, you're getting a jig head with that hook point that's designed for squid. So you're gonna just go ahead and take it. You're gonna rig it up like any other soft plastic. Make sure that the top of the bait, which is gonna be the one that looks more like that shrimp, is going towards that part of the hook shank. You're gonna go straight through the middle, hook it in there, and you're just going to feed it all the way through. Just keep going. It's a super long shank, so you're probably gonna have to go for a little whiles here. And I like to bring it out, at least on this one, right around there. And this is just, you're just gonna feed it all the way up onto that jig head until you got that perfect little fed scampi there. It's gonna have that around quarter, maybe half-ounce jig head and that bait holding hook there. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna have two of these stacked on top of each other on the drop hooks, on the drop shot. So you're gonna have two drop shots, a maybe at most a 12-ounce weight. I really like just using a nice 10-ounce weight. It'll get me down there pretty fast, but it is also not so big that it's just gonna be super hard to reel up on the way up. Because these fish, they're not gonna be extremely down deep. They're gonna be in more of that 100 to 200 foot range, maybe going a little bit over 200. Most of the time you're going to be finding them in that 100 to 200 foot range, and you don't really need that heavy of a weight, but I just like using the 10 ounce because it gets me down there quick, but it's also not so big that's going to be super hard to reel up on the way up. Right here, you're just going to have two of these, 10 ounce weight, tip them with squid, drop them down, get bit, catch some, throw them in the bag, make some tacos. Super easy. Super easy way to get some food when you're fishing. And so that is sculpin and rockfish. I'm gonna go and look around in a little box there, see if there's anything else to show you, but if there isn't, then we're gonna go ahead and move on to bass. One more thing, you can use the bigger scampies if you're trying to target those bigger rockfish. It's just the exact same thing, just a bigger weight, like 3/4, 1 ounce weight, or a jig head with that bait holder hook. Pretty simple. Exact same thing as the smaller scampies for sculpin. All right, now that is it for rockfish. I'm going to go ahead and move on to catching calico bass and sand bass. Both super cool species that I really, really love targeting because they get big and they fight hard and they make really great tacos also. So I'm gonna go and get into that right now. So first thing I'm gonna be talking about for calico bass and sand bass is the surface irons. You're gonna be catching a lot more calicos and surface irons than you will sand bass, but it is definitely possible to be catching sand bass on surface irons if they are up there. So when I am targeting those calico bass on that surface iron, I'm most of the time going to be using the sardine one. This is a pretty big one, but they do like the big ones. This is where you're going to catch those big old 5-7 pound calicos that are really going to give you a run for your money, even on the conventional rod. If there's like a lot of squid down there, you most definitely can use the scrambled egg pattern here. I've seen plenty of people get bit on it. I personally haven't been bit on it, and I've always caught them on the sardine color there. Now, if you're targeting sand bass down deep, and they're the big sand bass, this year we had an awesome, really great sand bass run. My buddy SoCal Spotty Slayers caught a 22-inch sand bass. That is insane. 22 inches, that's a huge sand bass. And there were bigger ones. There were like 26, 28 inches caught. And it was crazy. This year was just absolutely insane. But what you can use for those, if you're trying to get down deeper, because they do like to be down deep, are these dudes right here. These are the yo-yo jigs. They go down super deep, and you just pop, pop, pop. Just like speed jigging on the way up. And what you're hoping is that those sand bass will see it and eat it, set the hook. You're hooked up on a huge sand bass. Like I said with the other ones, totally okay to be using that scrambled egg. Definitely works good. Yeah, so that's it for surface irons and jigs there. All right, now I'm going to go over the big thing for calicos and stuff. Also, sand bass. What people's probably favorite way to target them on artificials is going to be that swim bait. So if you're targeting those calico bass on the swim bait, you're gonna be wanting to use a nice big old swim bait, something kind of like this, and that's gonna be able to get you those really big calicos. This is probably a solid 5, maybe 6 inch swim bait, along with this off-brand neck breaker here, and that's gonna give you a bunch of action, and it is weedless. So what that calico is gonna do, it's gonna see that thing swimming, it's gonna bite down, it's gonna do that. The hook is going to get exposed. Then you're gonna set that hook. That calico is gonna be all hooked and ready for you to reel in and make maybe some tacos with it later. Or if it's a really big calico, probably just let it go because that's a breeder. I got the same color or some same swim baits of styles at least on just normal ones without the skirts. Another one here without the skirt. Definitely some nice stuff for there. You can go ahead, you can use some of these right here, these little flukes. Chuck a whatever the heck you call them, a Texas rig weight on there, and you can bounce that along the bottom. Maybe pick up a calico or something, or a sandbass. Because those sandbass, they're gonna be down there. They're gonna be down at the bottom. That's what you're gonna want to be doing, is fishing down there at the bottom. It's a great sandbass lure. So what you're going to be basically doing is, if you're on a boat and you do have a fish finder, which if you're going on a boat, most of them that are fishing boats are going to most definitely have a fish finder. If you were looking at that fish finder, this is going to be my little advice to you. If you have a fish finder, you're going to see a big old bump, big old thing, just like something. It's going to be some kind of just thing down there. Could be a rock, could be a wreck, could be a piece of metal just sticking out, or a piece of wood just sticking out, anything. But that thing most of the time is going to have sandbass on it, sandbass and calicos possibly on it. You're gonna want to send down a big old swim bait, something like this, big old swim bait, some big old hookup baits like this. This is tied on a double rig right here, so I could send it down. Yeah, there's that. You can fish jigs and stuff. I got right here. Alright, I found the jig. Took me a sec. I had to like untangle a bunch of stuff. But a nice little macro color right here. This can definitely get you bit on a calico or sandbass right here. Honestly, man, I think that's it for artificials. I will go ahead and show you guys a little rig for live bait fishing. It's a super simple rig. I'll just go ahead and show it to you guys like right now. So right here, I got a live bait hook here. All right. And then I'm just gonna I'm using this little fluke right here as the live bait. I'm gonna just take the live bait right here, and I'm going to hook it in the nose, just like that. And you see that right there? It's gonna be just like that. That's gonna give it plenty of room to be able to, just kind of move around and stuff, swim around and all that stuff there. But that's super simple. You can go ahead and just add like a little split shot, maybe like a 1/8 ounce split shot, just one of those, or maybe 1/4 ounce split shot. Should be perfect for kind of what you're targeting, especially if there's a lot of current. But honestly, I think that's it. So I'm gonna go do the outro right now. All right, I forgot one thing. The combos. So right here, this is gonna be on the calico and sandbass setup right here. I have the Gold Cup inshore paired with the Daiwa Alexa 300 here. It's a great combo for sandbass and calicos. Just everything, all those calicos and sandbass, it's gonna be the perfect setup for you, so that you can drop down like those jigs and everything, and you can also drop down those big swim baits, stuff like that. You can also fish the swim baits and be casting them out and everything for those calicos. Next here, we got my rockfish setup here. So this is for deep water rockfish. Right here, this is going to be a Penn Senator 4-aught. Great for, you can use this for thresher shark, you can use this for rockfish, you can use it for tuna. And then I got this rod right here. This is a Golden Saber, super old rod. But this is just a really old combo right here. But this is a roller tip rod that you can use for tuna and stuff like that. That's like the big stuff, or what I like to use it for, the rockfish and shark. So next here, I'm gonna have This is a setup I use for a lot of stuff here. For anything that's big or deep, I'm probably going to be using this setup. This is my Daiwa 305H C-Line old reel, but it's a really great reel that works really well. And this is a newer rod, the Ugly Stick Tiger Elite. It's a great one. It holds up to 5 ounces, at least for casting, so I can use this for my surface irons when I'm casting for those calicos. And this is just great because it has that big old power handle here. And that's going to be perfect. It does have a clicker, too, for if you are fishing live bait and you're going to need to hear that go out. It has the clicker. Same thing with the other one. I just really love this setup. Probably my favorite setup for anything that's going to be big or deep. So, yeah. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me that you actually stuck around for the outro here. If you're seeing this, drop a comment saying I watched to the end, and maybe leave a subscribe if you are feeling nice today. Just thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to me that you watch my content. And just thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.